All right, welcome back to another episode of the Commission Breath podcast. Your host, Tom here. Brandon is not going to be on this episode. It's another solo episode featuring me. And, we've been doing this lately. We've been receiving some pretty good feedback on the solo episodes. That's not to say that we're getting rid of the classic dual style of Brandon and I on the episode. That's going to be our main staple, but we're also going to be sprinkling in some future guests on the podcast that I'm very excited for. So keep your eye out for that. I believe next week, don't quote me on this, but I think next week we have another guest coming on, and I'm very, very excited for it. So today we are going to be talking about growing your database, your master database, very, very quick. And I've been in this business for only 3 years now, so I'm still a baby, still a baby in this industry, and I believe I've grown mine to a decent size. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I'm just over 900 now for my master client database, and I think it's pretty good. But if I'm completely off there, you guys let me know, put me in my place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what I've done over the 3 years that have been effective for me, and hopefully you guys can take some stuff away from this. So when I talk about master database, I'm not talking about just your past clients. I'm talking about everyone that comes into your world. So whether it's a realtor, whether it's any lead, or any even if it's someone that went through a lead magnet, like that's a lead. So if you have their email, capture their email. That goes into your master database, and then we're not going to talk about it today in terms of how to nurture that database. I'm just talking about growing it today. That's for a future episode where we're going to dive into like database marketing 101, all the cool strategies that Brandon and I have done that have worked best for us. But today I'm just going to talk about growing the hell out of it. So I brought some notes today because I wanted to be a little prepared for this. And, I had a pretty rough night last night with my son. So I'm a little tired today, but I'm going to try to get some good energy here today for you guys and really dial into specifics because I love going granular with topics. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I think one of the big things that people are missing is going into specifics and what they're actually trying to preach and talk about. I find that's like one of my pet peeves is when they talk about, oh, I've done this, this, and this. Okay, well, how did you do it? So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to really just take you through what's worked for me. So starting with, if you're new in the industry, or even if you're not new in the industry, this first step can still apply to you. So you've definitely heard this before. Reach out to your family, friends, and anyone you know to tell them you're a mortgage broker or loan officer. Let the world know who you are and what you do. You're not going to get instant business from that. I know a lot of people preach this, and they say yes, you're going to get business from this, but you're not. Your family's not going to give you trust you with your mortgage until you're at least 2 years in. That's been my experience. Friends, same thing. But what I do is I want to capture all the emails I can. So I did this, and I think I got up to just under 100. So it wasn't a crazy amount. But what I would have done, and this is a step I didn't do. So I reached out to my family, friends, but I didn't collect a list from my social media, from my contacts on my phone. I didn't collect all of that, which I should have, because believe it or not, all those people are leads. The definition of a lead is anyone that you can reach out to sell your service, which is mortgages. uh, you want leads, but you also want leads that are interested in what you do. So those are leads, but then it's up to you to make them interested in what you do, or stay top of mind in specifically for the mortgage industry. Stay top of mind, and eventually, when they need a mortgage, they will reach out. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a full list of your contacts in your phone, a full list of your social media accounts, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case is. Get that full list, put it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then start reaching out to them, whether it's a phone call or whether it's through DMs. I prefer DMs at this point. I used to do phone calls. I find I can leverage my time a lot better through DMs, and I'm a huge, huge video guy. So what I like to do is I like to send out video DMs. So let's just say Instagram specifically. One thing you can do is you can reach out to every single contact on your social, and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this, my daily pillar. That's what I like to call them, my daily non-negotiables, my daily pillars. You can do 10 reach outs a day and just reach out via video and say, "Hey, Tom here. I just wanted to check in, see how you're doing." You know, off sidetrack here. You can look at their profile, see what they've been posting lately. If there's like a family update or anything significant in their life that they just posted, you can say something along those lines. Or if you don't really know them too well, you can skip that and just be like, "Hey, just wanted to reach out. It's kind of a weird market right now. Just wanted to extend an invite, or just wanted to let you know that I'm a mortgage broker, loan officer. And if you ever need anything in terms of a mortgage or have any real estate questions, just send me a DM, reach out to me. I'm always happy to help." They'll answer. And then your objective from there is you can funnel them into them giving you their email. So your objective here is to get an email. It's not to get business right off the bat, because that's not going to get you business. You got to nurture this. So your objective is to get an email. So you're going to go back and forth, and then eventually you're going to ask for that email. So that's step number one. So once you do that, and, say you're out there, whatever lead generation strategy you're doing to get leads coming in the door, I'm just going to reference realtors because that's the main thing I do. If you've been listening to the podcast, I preach this all the time, but realtors are not dead. Their production is down quite significantly, but they still have business to give. And right now, mortgage brokers are leaving the industry. So, in my opinion, right now is the best time to reach out to realtors. Um, and that's where I get the majority of my leads. I'd say 90% of my leads come in from realtors. The more realtors you have on your list, the more leads you're going to get. So, let's just say we're talking about realtors and you build up your list of realtors, you start getting some leads come in. Those leads have to go into your master database. I know that sounds very basic, and of course, Tom, we're going to put it in our database, but not everyone does it. Like it's one of those things that you think everyone would be doing it, but maybe you're listening to this and you realize, you know what, I'm not even doing that. If you're one of those people, or maybe you aren't, but you maybe having some leads seep through the cracks here and there, one thing I would recommend setting up is having a Zapier Zap go directly into your master database. So one thing you can do is, let's just say you use Calendly for your booking software for your calendar. Then what you can do is you can set up a Zap for anyone that books a call on Calendly. Doesn't matter what calendar you have. That's going to go into your master database. So I know a lot of you probably are doing that, but some of you probably aren't. So that's just a quick reminder. Use that because then you don't even have to think about it. You're not manually adding these emails into your master database. It's just coming automatically. And that's what I did from day one. And that's how I was able to grow my list to a decent size. And one thing that I was missing though, so this is huge for me. And I started doing this past year. And my God, my list grew significantly from this. Like I want to say almost like double, my list almost doubled in the last year because of this one thing. So, yes, you're getting the main applicant or the first lead, the first, like, let's say it's a couple or even like 3 to 4 people on title. When that one person reaches out through and books a call on Calendly, that's one person that you're getting from that mortgage. So I was doing that with my Calendly, but then I was missing out on the opportunity of having all of the co-signers, all of the spouses being in my database, and that was just something I was missing. So what I did was I set up another Zap where for uh, my mortgage origination software. So I use Finmo. Doesn't matter what you use, as long as your mortgage software can hook up to Zapier, then you can do this. So what I did is anytime someone started an application and submitted an application, those zaps would go directly into my master database, and I was collecting every single borrower that's on title. So I was missing, like, in some cases, half of the amount of people that I should have had in my master database just because I wasn't collecting the emails from the cosigners, which is huge. So definitely make sure you do that. So then this leads me to going on to my next strategy here, which is your database hacker. So now that you have, like, let's just circle back a little bit. Now that you've reached out to all your friends, family, contacts, followers, you've exhausted that list, or maybe you've started doing that. You have that dialed in where you're reaching out to 10 people a day, whatever that number is. you've set up your zaps. So you have every lead coming in is getting zapped in, every co-borrower, co-signer, spouse, they're getting zapped in. So you have all of those things covered now. So next, what you want to do is you want to use leverage to your advantage. So I knew pretty quickly in this business, I just wanted to leverage the heck out of people. Sounds horrible, but I wanted to use leverage to my advantage. So instead of just trying to continue this myself, I want to leverage other referral partners' databases. So I call this my database hacker. And if you've ever, so if you're in the free realtor program course, you've definitely seen the training on this. So the database hacker is, I'll just give you a quick example here. So every Bank of Canada announcement, so any rate announcement, I send an email to my master database where I simplify everything for them because I see a lot of brokers out there. They are essentially just saying, hey, no change in rate or no change in the overnight rate. And that's it. Like whatever their update is super simple, and people are getting better at having like some video sprinkled in there. But a lot of people aren't really good at simplifying what that means and really getting down to the basics to help people understand what that is. Because a lot of people in our industry, they forget how complicated mortgages can be. And so what I do is in my email, I simplify things for people and I dumb it down like crazy. And realtors absolutely love this. And what I do is I send this to my master list, so all of my people in my master database, and I segregate my master database and separate my referral partners from that. So I send that off and then I send a separate email to my referral partners. I say, hey, below is an email template for the Bank of Canada announcement. I've sent this off to my master database. I do this every single announcement. People love it. Check out the video because I put a video in this email. Check it out. You can remove the video. You can put your own. You can remove my name, put your own branding on it, use it to your liking. And I don't care. I just want you to excel in your business and grow your business. And that's a whole other conversation, but that's how I generate leads from realtors is I give them value adds like this. So then a lot of the times, I would say three-quarters of the realtors, like realtors are lazy. They're not going to remove the video. They're not going to create their own video. They're not going to rebrand it to them. So a lot of the times they just pretty much forward this email to their database. And then I'm getting into every single one of their databases. So not every realtor is sending this off, but let's just say even 5 out of my 120 realtor list are getting these emails. My God, I'm tapping into hundreds of more people, and the more I grow my realtor list, the more leverage I have into their databases. So that would be one of the like that's one of the biggest tips here on this episode is really just leverage other people's databases, and then from there, I every Bank of Canada announcement, I at least get 2 or 3 leads from other realtors' databases. Like, and I'm talking renewal and refinance leads, which is nuts. Like you wouldn't really consider a renewal or refi lead coming from a realtor, but in this case, I do get them. And that's because their database, when they send that off, clients reach out and say, hey, like, who's that guy? Like, can I reach out to him? Like, I have questions on a renewal. Like, can we connect with him? It happens all the time. So definitely recommend doing that. Giving away all my secret sauce here, guys. So other than that, then I'm gonna dive into lead magnets here. So lead magnets is something that I've used to my advantage as well. And it's an evergreen thing that's out there in the world that you don't really have to touch ever again, which I love. So, one example of a lead magnet is a first time home buyer lead magnet. So, let's just say your lead magnet is 5 tips on how to buy your first home quicker. So, let's say you've built up a PDF outlining those 5 tips. I would recommend putting a video in there as well, but that's besides the point. Build out this PDF, put it out there through a link with an opt in form on all of your social media. And then what you're going to do is all of your social, not all of it, but a lot of your content is going to be funneling these people in to opting into this lead magnet. So that's another great way to capture leads because, again, it's on autopilot. If you set it up correctly, the people that fill out the form are going to be zapped into your master database. Then you can have a drip campaign that goes out to nurture these people. So that's going into the whole topic of how to use your database. But essentially, what I would do is don't just have a lead magnet, nurture them with a drip campaign after. And this is a little plug for us, but it's completely free for you. We actually set up a lead magnet and drip campaign ready to go for you to use, and it's already set for you to download and get access to. So if you want that, reach out to me. I don't have a link. I don't believe I have a link anywhere for people, but just reach out to us on the Commission Breath Instagram, and I would be happy to drop you into the campaign. I'll even send you the PDF that I spent a lot of time making myself. So I'll send that off to you. Just DM us on Instagram, and then you'll be dropped into the drip campaign. But anyways, lead magnets, 100%. You got to set that up. Whether it's a first-time homebuyer one, that's the one that we're giving away for free. Whether it's a first-time investor one, whether it's business for self, doesn't matter what it is. Whatever your niche is, just build that out. It takes a bit of time to do. I think it took me about, I want to say 2 hours to do the whole PDF. But I hate writing, so maybe it might be quicker for you. I tried using Chat GPT, but it didn't really work out too well for me. But I would recommend doing that. That way, it's evergreen, ready to go for you, and set on autopilot. So there you have it. That is everything for the growing your database quicker. I really hope that helps everyone. If you have any questions, reach out to us on Instagram, and I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day.